Yes, Seton O'Connor?
Well, we might as well get right into it then, Dan.
All right.
Who should be punished more for the incident in the Suns game?
Okay.
Nikola Jokic or Suns owner Mat Ishbia?
All right. If you didn't see it, this is how it sounded on TNT last night.
As Phoenix turns it over, boy, Jokic, a little bit of contact. Boy, that potentially could get dangerous.
I think Jokic was just trying to get the basketball from the crowd, and crowd a little upset about that. And
boy, right in the area where Suns owner Mat Ishbia is seated, just to our left in that corner, as security quickly trying to step in and defuse the situation.
a little bad boy action there from Mat Ishbia from Detroit.
Depending on your vantage point, you probably saw it two different ways. I did at first. I'm thinking, okay, Jokic is going into the crowd. He's trying to get the ball. They won't get the ball back. And then there's a fan that kind of gets close to him, and then he pushes him away, elbows him away, a chicken wing away. And then we realize that that's the Suns owner, the new Suns owner, who's had a great month, a great 6 weeks. And he's there courtside. Isaiah Thomas is there with him as his guest. And now all of a sudden it takes on a whole different look, because now you got Jokic going into the stands. You got the owner involved in it, the owner's role in this. The Joker got a technical here. And now we wonder, is the Joker going to be available for Game 5 back in Denver? What happens with the commissioner with this, with an owner involved in this? Now, no punches are thrown. I thought that Mat Ishbia was kind of flopping. He's a former player at Michigan State and probably well-trained at taking those flops in practice. But, you know, he's courtside, and it felt like he was moving in on the Joker a little bit and holding the ball. I think if he looks at that, he's going to come away being embarrassed by that, because you never should have been involved in it. And you're the owner. You know, if that was another fan, that fan gets tossed. And I think there was a fan next to the owner who did get tossed, who put his hand on Jokic. I think if the Joker wanted to actually send a message with an elbow to the owner, he could have done that. But he didn't know that that was the owner and didn't care afterwards. Here is Jokic after the game.
The fan put the hand on me first, so I thought the league's supposed to protect us or whatever. So, but maybe I'm wrong. So we will see.
Did you happen to know who the fan was?
He's a fan, isn't he? If he's a sitting
Phoenix Suns owner,
sitting on the court, and he's a fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's a so whoever it is, and he's a fan. He cannot influence the game by holding the ball.
He's factually correct that he is a fan, and he did hold the ball. And it almost felt like, hey, this is my team, my building, and I'm with my guys, and maybe you're starting to feel yourself a little bit there. They did put their hands on Jokic. So you have to protect the player. First and foremost, you have to protect the player. The fact that it's an owner, I think that makes the matter worse for the owner. If it's a fan, then you go, okay, fan maybe in his cups there and feeling, got some beer muscles, and hey, the Joker just came over here, I'm on TV. But that's the owner. And then you flop back, throw his arms back, and I'm going, that's not a good look here. And then doling out punishment here, I would certainly have an issue. I would find Mat Ishbia pretty heavily as an owner, but I don't know if you can. Are they going to suspend Jokic? That would be. I hope not. Whether it was a regular season or Game 7, I would hope that they wouldn't for something like that. But this commissioner is a player-friendly commissioner. But I mean, your bosses are the owners, so it's a tricky situation there. But I don't know if they're going to, and it takes away from what was a great game, great performances last night. I mean, Devin Booker is having an all-time playoff appearances so far. Incredible what he's doing, and efficient. I got some numbers here on him, and Joker put up 53 last night. I think that's the most points ever scored in a regulation loss in NBA playoff history. So he put up 53 last night. Devin Booker now has 83 points over the last 2 games. And only 2 players in the last 50 years have scored at least 75 points and shot better than 75% from the field over a 2-game period. Booker and LaMarcus Aldridge of the 2016 Spurs. But Booker is 34-43. He's shooting 79% from the floor the last 2 games.
Woo! Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
Stat of the day brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. Discover credit cards sponsor us this hour, and they do something pretty incredible. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned, doubled from trips and restaurants. That's the first year. They double it back, and you can see the terms and check it out for yourself. Discover.com/match. Did anybody see it differently than I did with the owner and Joker last night? No? You guys saw it the same way I did? Seton?
Yeah, I mean, an owner should never make themselves part of the game or part of the story like that. You know, I just feel like it's a really bad look for Mat Ishbia. Yeah, I think if Jokic really wanted to push somebody, it would have been a lot worse than that.
Yes.
And I think the commissioner's going to have to find the owner there.
Yes, Todd.
Yeah, like, why are you holding on to the ball? Just let go of the ball and just let things move on. That's where it escalated. If he would have just stopped playing the, you can't take the ball from me, I'll decide when I'm going to release the ball from my possession.
Well, I also, there's something else that's lost in the play. There's a player who goes, kind of falling out of bounds, a Suns player. And then I think the owner's trying to help him up, and there's a lot of people around. And then Joker wants to get the ball to put it back in play. And that's when the owner's holding the ball. Somebody puts his hand on Joker, and then all of a sudden, then it could have gotten ugly. And maybe because it was an owner, it didn't get as ugly if it had been a fan. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, almost all of it. Jokic didn't go into in the stands. The stands kind of went into Jokic, and they were starting to put their hands on him, and he kind of gave that kind of get off me chicken wing. What I didn't understand is initially when Ishbia has the ball, why Jokic ran over to grab it and grabbed it like it was soccer, and they're trying to get it back in to score a goal. They're out of bounds. There's not any rush to get that ball back. It's going to come back at some point. It's almost like he grabbed it, and Ishbia was like, whoa, why is he grabbing this from me? He kind of ran to him and grabbed it.
Yeah, but he's more entitled to it than the owner is.
Totally. But I was just, when I first saw it, I was like, why is he running to get the ball? Anyone can get the ball.
Well, I think that the official's going to wait till the player gets up, so you're going to resume play. I don't think it's, soccer where you just grab it and then you want to throw it in. But it felt like that's what Joker was trying to do. Like, let me get this ball in. Yeah, Paul.
Is there any hard rule? Remember, if you go back years ago, coming off the bench gets you automatic suspension. Is there any rule Jokic may have broken where it would be automatic and the commissioner's hands are tied? Making contact with a fan. Or, here's the side part of that. Do not treat Ishbia as a fan because he didn't pay for a ticket and he's not a fan. He is actually treated differently because if this was an assistant coach, almost like a 2-part question there.
I think if you're going to suspend him, you'll suspend him because he had an elbow. He can I say he threw an elbow? If he wanted to throw an elbow, he could have. I think he was maybe just getting some separation there with the chicken wing. Like, get out of here, okay? Get off me. Yes, Eden.
Right. Everybody saying elbow to me is off a little bit. He pushed a fan back with his forearm.
Yeah.
He didn't elbow him. He pushed a fan back with his forearm. Get out of here. The owner, Mat Ishbia, 100% caused the entire incident.
Well, yeah, you start to parse this out. You take that, and then you take that, and then you take that, and then you put it all together, and then contact and touching, and then throwing out somebody, a technical for Joker, the owner's role. I'd love to know how this plays out with the commissioner today.
Man, I would be so embarrassed. If that was me on video doing that, I would be humiliated today.
The owner.
the owner. Yeah, I would be humiliated.
Well, I would think if I'm the commissioner, I have a stern message, no pun intended, for this owner to say, we're not part of the game here. Like, you're there, you want to sit there courtside, you gotta know how to handle it. You're the owner. You can't be holding a basketball. You can't be, hey, look at me, I'm the owner. I'm defending our turf here against the Joker. Yeah, Paul.
But it's tough because Mat Ishbia is only punishable financially, or they don't let him sit for the rest of the series courtside. That doesn't affect their team. If somehow Mat Ishbia holding that ball gets Jokic suspended the game, the Suns win.
Yeah.
And the local fans will be like, he'll be a hero for his dumb movement.
Yeah. So what's the poll question we're going to go with, Seton? Who should be punished or?
Yeah, well, we could do two options. I have who should be punished more for the incident or who caused the incident. But I think
is that the same? It felt like the owner caused this.
Yeah.
Now, did Joker escalate it? And that might be what the commissioner is going to look at.
At some point, though, like the league, they do have a responsibility to. I know you have to protect the fans from players. But the players need a certain amount of protection, too. I do agree with them that they shouldn't – there's no world in which they should be fighting with a fan to get the ball back to start playing the game again.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
The owner doesn't need to be a tough guy there. He doesn't need to play a role whatsoever. You're the owner. Be professional. Yeah, Marv.
And if you're Adam Silver, how irritated are you? Because last night was such a great game.
I know.
We're kind of talking about how great Devin Booker's been and how great Jokic was, but now this is the lead story because of the owner.
Well, until the punishment's handed out, people are going to talk because you're going to speculate what could happen. When does that, discipline or extra punishment come down? Yeah, Todd.
I think it's mainly on the owner, too. But was at any point Joker feeling like he was in danger? I guess maybe in the heat of the moment, you don't know if someone's about to grab you or hit you or whatever. But in that moment, did he really need to give him that forearm shiver?
Well, I don't think that I don't think he felt endangered, but why is somebody touching me?
Yeah, but he's talking post-game about safety, and I thought they're supposed to have our back and security and make sure the players are safe. So I don't know what was unsafe at that moment where we had to knock him down there and give him a little forearm.
Well, you shouldn't be able to touch the players. You shouldn't be able to come to the player and touch the player. It's not like Joker went into the stand so they couldn't help but, put their hands on him. Here is the head coach of the Nuggets, Mike Malone, on the incident.
Yeah, I'm still not really sure what happened. I haven't seen a video of it. I think it's crazy that Nikola got technical foul in that situation. He's going to get the ball, and some fan is holding on to the ball like he wants to be a part of the game. Just give the ball up, man. You know what I mean? And, they deemed Nikola doing something that was excessive, I guess, and they gave him the tech, but I still don't really understand it.
Do you think the fans, the owner of the Suns, made any difference?
I don't give a shit. I mean, I really don't care.
It makes it worse because it's the owner. If it's a fan, I get it. Hey, look at me. I'm on TV. Hey, Joker's over here in my face. Oh, he just pushed me. You're the owner. And you grew up loving the bad boys. And you got Isaiah Thomas next to you. But, it was like you're in high school or college and you're going to, take a charge. They flopped there.